Well, hello, YouTube. How are you? Long time, no vlog. I kind of thought about like getting my camera out and setting it up and figuring out a video setup, but I have a limited amount of time in my dorm room by myself, and I figured if I took the time to do my makeup and my hair and set up my camera, then I would end up actually filming a video. So here we are. As you probably saw from my move-in day vlog, this is my dorm. That's my bed. As you can see, my face is breaking out so bad. It's horrible, so just ignore that, and I didn't want to do my makeup. My last video was one of my projects for a film class. The prompt was basically asking the question, what scares you? And I had a minute and a half to say what scares me. And I talked about kind of the fear that nothing in my life will feel normal again, and everything will feel weird all of the time, and I'll never feel comfortable, and I'll never adjust to anything again. I still kind of have that fear, but I'm adjusting. I am 4 weeks into college. I'm almost an entire month into college. Classes have been great. Classes are definitely my favorite part, and I kind of knew that it would be because I love school. I'm a nerd like that, and I love learning. And I'm taking a screenwriting class, and it is my favorite class of all of my classes, which is a surprise. Screenwriting was a class that I kind of had to take at the last minute, and I'm really glad I did because it's my favorite class and I love it. I wanted to talk a little bit about my adjustment period and like how it was emotionally for me and mentally. Let me just say, I had a couple emotional breakdowns, and from talking to my friends, I'm not the only person that has had emotional breakdowns, but I kind of just wanted to talk about this because whenever people talk about it, they're not really in that situation. They're like, oh yeah, when I was in college, or when I moved into college, it was sad, or like when I did this, it was hard for me. But I'm literally in it right now, and so I wanted to like kind of talk about it and see if it would help anybody who might be a freshman in college. I know I have a lot of people who are subscribed to my channel who are freshmen in college. My first few days, I was at this like orientation thing for my school, and we went to like a camp, and we stayed at a camp for one night. It felt like a really long time, but it was one night. That's the fridge in the background. Welcome to college life. I remember while I was there, I had a few moments where I literally would just start crying. Like I would think of something, like I would think of my family or home, and I would suddenly feel so homesick, and I would just start crying, like in the middle of nowhere. And if you know me, I'm not normally someone like that you would expect to be really emotional all the time, so it just hit me like all the time, and I just felt so sad. Like I'm okay now, but literally I felt so sad, like the saddest. I remember sitting in my dorm room, and I was like crying, and I told my roommate, I was like, this is the saddest I've ever felt, I'm pretty sure, ever in my life. Because I think it was not only the homesickness, but like the realization that I was an adult and I'm gonna have to start learning how to live my life and be an independent person, and it was all just very overwhelming, and I just broke down. I think this was the second Monday, not the first day of classes, but the week after, and I visited home that weekend, and I've actually visited home every weekend since I moved in, and I'll talk about that a little bit. But that first Monday after going home, it wasn't the going home part that was upsetting to me. I'm really glad I went home because I kind of got to like recharge and refresh myself. I think it was the being home and realizing how much I had already adjusted, because when I went back to my bedroom, it felt so weird and wrong, and it didn't really feel like my room anymore, and it was really empty. And I just remember like that part really upset me. I'm like getting emotional, it's okay. That part really upset me because it wasn't something I was expecting. I just felt so weird, and I remember the next day, I was fine when I came back to my dorm, like I was fine that night, and I was just like hyped to get back into the week. But then the next day was the worst day I've probably ever had in my life. It was awful. Like I just felt so like genuinely depressed all day. I didn't want to sit in my dorm all day and just like wallow in it and just cry all day, even though I did pretty much cry all day. So I remember I like went shopping with my roommate and went to Target, and we went out to eat at Chick-fil-A, which is my favorite place. If you know me, you know I love Chick-fil-A. So I was trying to like take care of myself and keep myself busy, but none of it really helped that much. I felt like a zombie all day, and I was just crying like constantly. Fortunately, it did get better. Everything after that was uphill the rest of the week, and I haven't really had an emotional breakdown since. Those days will happen probably, and whenever you feel completely hopeless, all you have to do is just say, all I have to do is make it to the next hour, make it to the next hour, make it to the next hour. You'll finally be able to go to bed and sleep it off and wake up the next morning and start all over again. Set yourself up for a better day. Like, nothing that anyone said made me feel better. All you really can do is just get through the day, and it's going to be the crappiest day ever, but go out, don't sit in your dorm by yourself, go do something, keep yourself busy so you can at least say that you tried. So on the topic of me going home every weekend, I made it worse by like reading a lot about like what people said to do, like, and everything that I read, people were like, don't go home on the weekends in college, especially not during your first month or first few weeks or first few months of college, because you have to adjust and you're gonna miss out on the weekend stuff. I don't know about you, but my college is like a party school. Like, everyone, not everyone, that's a generalization. Most people, it seems, get super drunk on the weekends, like stumbling down the hall, screaming at the top of their lungs. I'm not into that. Also with football games on the weekends, and my school does this huge, like, it's a huge ordeal when there's a home game, just madness ensues, and I'm just like not a football person, which is totally fine, and if that's you, I'm with you there, but everyone was like, don't go home on the weekends because you'll miss the weekend stuff at your college, or you'll miss out on like being with your friends. For me, half of my friends are commuters, or they live so close to home that they just go home on the weekends. That particular first weekend, most of my friends did go home over the weekend, and I knew that it would be even worse if I stayed in my dorm by myself. All of that to say, everyone will tell you not to go home on the weekends. I might change my mind in the future, but from my current experience after being in college for a month and going home every weekend, I can say it has had little to no effect on my college experience. Someone's vacuuming, so if you hear that, I'm sorry. I haven't felt like I've missed out on anything. I've really enjoyed going home and seeing my family and just kind of having 1 or 2 nights like as a break from the college life and just for myself and trying to like unwind for a day or two, and so that's been really nice. It is also just really nice going home and being around people that know me versus people that are all acquaintances, you know what I mean? Like, I just met all these people except for my roommate like 4 weeks ago or less than that, and so it is really nice to go home and be around people that know me, like actually know me. Hopefully this was helpful. I would love to get back into my upload schedule. I don't know how that's gonna happen because I've just been so busy, and like I said, it's so hard to find like places to film and times to film and what to film and everything. My brain's just full of like homework and projects right now. I hope you guys have been having a great like beginning of the school year or whatever you're doing in your life. Anyways, yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I'll see you in my next video, whenever that may be. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and be sure to subscribe to my channel, blah blah blah. All my social media links are in the description if you want to keep up with like what I'm doing in college and everything like that, because I definitely am more active on there than I have been on my channel. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.